Hello, everybody. My name's Kanamanika, and I'm in a bit of a bad mood right now. Life's happening. I don't know. I might put recording date for this one specifically in the description for the sake of historical purposes, but this is coming in the backlog. So today, long story short, I need a bit of a pick-me-up, and thankfully something I had ordered came in the mail that I feel is a perfect up-picker. Because today we are taking a look at another Figma figure, but not just any Figma figure. The Figma Persona 5. This is ruining the dramatic reveal. I'll just go back and untape it. Oh, god damn it. Figma Persona 5. Queen Makoto Niijima. Yeah. I like Persona 5. I've played through like the grand majority of it once before, and I've caught myself up on the story, and as of right now, I'm also trying to kind of work through P5R, because I played the original back in the day. It was like during 2020 lockdowns when I first played Persona 5, and as you can tell, I really enjoy Makoto Niijima as a character. She's like my favorite out of the game. So I had to get a figure of her, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So, this is a Figma figure, so I imagine you have in part kind of come to know what to expect, given that Figma figures are fairly similar in terms of packaging style. Like, there are slight shifts as years go by. This one's slightly older, so it's got its own differences, but you know what to expect from Figma product. So at the front you have the window package, which allows you to see the figure and a good chunk of her accessories outside of like the basic cover stuff. You know what I mean. Max Factory warning: choking hazard. This is not for children. This is also for adults because Persona 5 is an M-rated game. Fuck. Figma Max Factory plus the artist or whatever. Figure number 417. Queen, Japanese and English. You have the Atlas Sega sticker, and it's from Persona 5 Animation, which is a bad anime. You should just play the game. It's on Steam now, that you have like no excuse. Anyways, on this side, you get a figure of her doing, or an image, a stock image of her doing one of her attacks, like a kick, which is very fitting for her. Figma, Queen, you know, the stuff, website. On this side, you get her with her mask, like jumping down or whatever. Figma, Max Factory Queen. At the bottom, you get another promotional image of her with her gun from the game. Her really long revolver. Figma, 417 Queen. P5A, Max Factory, barcode. The top has that same image, just without the barcode. And yeah, on the back, you get a ton of promotional images. You get that same one that was on this side. Her leaping into action with her mask, her using a revolver, her on the ground without her mask, probably prepping like a Persona attack or something. Her doing her all-out attack pose, though also holding the calling card, which she comes with a calling card. Her with her revolver up, as well as a example of her two expressions, concerned and shouting. Figma 417 Queen, this also has a Good Small Company English support sticker. Ages 15 and up. This is for adults. And otherwise, it's all legal use. So, without further ado, let's open up this figure and see what it has in store for us. Alright, open from the top. You can also open from the bottom. Whatever. Anyways, you get the cardboard flap for the gray background, and pulling it out, you get your average kind of Figma loadout. On the back, you get this little plastic pouch, which includes all of your Figma basics. So, you have, okay, here is, in this pouch, you have the baggie and the instructions. This one's slightly older, so they put it in a bag. The bag in the bag. Bag. Sometimes I think they just kind of tape it onto the back nowadays. I think that, at least I think I remember that's what they did with Samus and the Emmy. Fucking squeeze this shit out. So yeah, you get your Figma baggie to hold all your accessories in. It's always super helpful to have this. I always really appreciate it. Figma baggie, you can write the figure's name here. Yeah. And you also have your instructions here, which tell you how the figure works. I'm not going to pull that out. Next up, we have this bag, which is mostly full of plastic accessories. First off, youch. First off, we have the stand. Shwoopadoop, coop. So first off, we have the stand, which starts with the stand arm. Fairly basic, clear plastic. You know, the usual. Next up, you have the stand base, which is your fairly standard hexagonal Figma stand, though it also has the copyright stuff for the figure itself, Atlas, Sega, Persona 5, P5A project. Shoop. You plug that in there, but that's not quite done for the figure stand because the hole in the back is slightly smaller than this port, because of course, or whatever, which means in this pouch, we get more accessories. So first off, we'll get the basic stand stuff out of the way. I'll move this out for now. Shoop, shoop. Shoop, 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 shoop. So first off, come on, get out of it's in its own separate corner. Okay. Let me just pour these out of there. I'm doing a very good job. Hello, welcome to the unboxing. This is the kind of quality you should come to expect on the Kanoe Manika YouTube channel. This is why we use the knife here. The butter knife. Sharp enough to go through plastic, blunt enough to not kill me. I love doing a good job on the Kanoe Manika YouTube channel of opening product. So you get this piece. This is the stand adapter. It's slightly angled, and it's got a slightly smaller peg. And then you also get, in that baggie, a spare hand peg, just in case one of the ones on the hands itself breaks, which is appreciated. I kind of wish it came with two, since the figure has two hands, but yeah. So yeah, we know how stand arms work. There we go. Allows her to get in the air however you want. Next up, we have our basic set of hands on a basic Figma hand spurl thing so that the inside of the hands don't warp too much. Those ones will probably have to heat up a little bit, but it's in a nice magenta color, which I think works here. And then on here you get a pair of fists, a pair of gripping hands for the gun, and I believe, or I think, no, these are for the gun. This is for the gun, this is for the calling hard. These are also just kind of a normal gripping hand. I'm not quite sure what these are for. They're probably for the bike because, okay, a brief explanation of something outside of this. Who made it? I think Sentinel, the guys who make those Spider-Man figures that TikTok's crazy about. They made her persona. Johanna slash, fuck, I forget the name of the bigger persona, but Johanna. It's a transforming bike thing. I might get it at some point, but it's also $300. We'll see. But yeah, those are the basic accessories. But also, there's a few more. So let's... I don't see any tape, so let's just pull this off. Yep, there we go. There we go. So, first off, let's look at the face pieces. So first off, she comes with two extra expression parts. This is her concerned face. It's slightly concerned. You know the face. This feels very Makoto. This feels like ripped straight out of one of her character sprites in the game. Like when she's like talking to you. This feels ripped straight out of those. This feels great. And also we have her shouting face. She does get She does get angry when she fights, which works very well. I feel like this face does do a good job. It could be slightly more expressive, I guess. It feels a tad more neutral than I would like, but it works nonetheless and fits Makoto's personality very well. Now, on the base figure, you see that she has her mask off. You also have the option for her hair to have the mask on. This will probably be my main option, my main part that I keep on, because, again, I don't have Johanna yet. But I enjoy that they gave you both, just in case you want to have her look with the mask ripped off of her face. And again, it goes well with the Johanna that another company made that is compatible for some reason. I don't know. I'm not Persona 5. I'm not Atlas. Anyways, let's get this tape off so we can look at the main neat accessories, I guess. Or some more accessories. I shouldn't say main neat. What the hell am I talking about? I am frazzled and I am dazzled. Sorry. Okay, let's get these off. Let's like stick them here, I guess. So next up, we have another pair of hands. These are for her knuckle dusters. The big fucking brass knuckle looking ass weapons that she uses for melee. She just goes right in there and uses her fists of justice to beat down enemies in the game, and these do a wonderful job of depicting those weapons. Yeah, it's very much Makoto's weapons. Again, basic hands, which are sculpted very nicely, but these are even better. Nice painting and sculpting captures their look from the game, and I guess the animation perfectly. Next up, in the weapons department, she also comes with her ranged weapon, her fucking massive ass pistol. This is cartoonish almost, but it works. It fits. It's very funny though. Like holy shit. Yeah. Gun. It's very long barreled, very nicely painted, and very nicely sculpted. It fits very well. I'm pretty sure this is basically how it looks in the game too. So yeah. I mean, they do have multiple different weapons, but that's her main one that you know she's going to use, so it's not worth explaining the mechanics of Persona 5 right now. If you're here, you probably already know the mechanics of Persona 5. Anyways, final accessory, one of the fucking neatest, is she comes with a calling card. I imagine probably Kanashiro's, but it doesn't really matter. It's the calling card. On this side, you have the Take Your Heart and the Phantom Thieves logo depicted extremely well. It's very small, but it has all the detail you would want. It has the text, it has the logo. It is insane. On this side, it has the rest of the calling card. They could have just made it one-sided, but they made it both-sided. The only thing missing here is like the specific text, which like, honestly, fair, I get it. This gets the idea across perfectly reasonably. And yeah, the newspaper clipping style, it's fucking wonderful. This is a great accessory. Anyways, let's... What the hell? Oh, that's for the scarf. Let's finally get her out. She's got some plastic on her, so we got to get that gobbledygook off of her. So she's got one around the waist joint. This is just like a figure art. And then she's got one around her neck joint. Do I need to like pull off the head for this, or I probably need to... Is there a split? There's a like a cut point. There we go. Oh, some of it's still in there. There we go. And then finally, the scarf. And yeah, yep, that's Makoto. Let's look at that face. A fairly neutral smiling face, which again does work, especially once she gains her persona powers in the game. I mean. It kind of makes sense that I would like Makoto. She's a Kamen Rider, basically. And a quick fun fact about Kanoe. My first Kamen Rider action figure wasn't a figure art. It was actually the Kamen Rider Verde, I think his name is, from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight by Figma, because Figma made a Kamen Rider Dragon Knight line for some reason. Anyways, her scarf is a bit annoying. It's constantly billowing out, which does work for like nice expressive photos, but it's kind of like Kamen Rider Doubles, the Cinco de Seijos. It's a bit much at times, especially for more neutral poses, but I can make it work. And especially it works well billowing out, and I'm sure you can probably just like mess with things a little bit to make it work better in more neutral poses. Anyways, it's nice that she has the scarf, and who knows, someone could probably make a custom cloth scarf. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Yeah, I'm just a annoying critic. As you can see, her hair is also sculpted very nicely. It's got that the fucking hairband ridge. I kind of wish it was a bit more pronounced, maybe given a little bit more paint, but like just a slightly glossier finish. But it does work. It works out well. Now the bodysuit is very much that kind of leather biker look that she has, and it's depicted again extremely well. Every detail is sculpted and painted. It's all done incredibly well. It's a simple look, It's not the most complex costume you've seen in the entire world, but it captures the aesthetic incredibly well. Every silver bit is detailed, the little strings of the corset piece is detailed. It's wonderful. Her spikes are sufficiently sharp, but it doesn't limit the articulation. So yeah, let's look into that. Her head is weird. I imagine mainly so that she can like look up for biking poses, but that means she is able to look up super duper far thanks to the joint being like there, like connected to the back of her hair for some reason. She's able to tilt super well, and she's able to look down like crazy, which means she's able to probably pretty nicely rider kick. Yeah. Yeah. This is a rider kickable figure. Yeah. This to me is like the quintessential pose for an action figure. It activates all. In my process, one of the main things I do try to do with a figure is a rider kick, because for me this activates all the joints that matter. And getting a good rider kick pose means you are at least a half decent figure, because it's activating everything. To at least the minimum of what I would want it to be. So again, that's my tip for you out of this video. If you get an action figure and you want to see if the articulation is at least half decent, get it into a rider kick. Activates all your joints. Anyways, upper torso is on a ball joint, which allows it to get its usual swivels up and down, side to side tilt. Works fairly well. I kind of wish there was a lower waist, though. I feel like they could have fitted in with the corset hiding some of the detail. But whatever. Shoulders are on like hingy ball jointy things, which allow it to slightly butterfly in and out. Allows it to hinge upward very nicely, very well. There's a swivel hidden in it, which means the swivel is a bit harder to activate, but it is a nice swivel. Single jointed Figma joint at the elbow, and then usual Figma joints for the hands. You know how these work if you've seen enough videos, but it's a peg, hinge, swivel peg, hinge, swivel peg, the usual. It allows the hands to get a nice full range, but it's also kind of the industry standard, at least in Japan. Legs are able to kick out. I believe they have a drop down, which allows them to kick out slightly further. The butt sculpt stops it from going back too far, but that works out fine. Is able to kick out fairly well. Kind of wish I had a little bit more range, but we'll live. There is a thigh cut. Some people find it a little bit ugly, but I feel like it fits in fine, at least. It fits in with the lined biker pant aesthetic. It works out fine, and it's able to get the full swivel. Knees are on similar disc hinges with a slight swivel in them as well. Allows them to get it up that far. Ankle is on your usual ankle joint in a import figure. So there's a swivel at the top, hinge forward and backward, and a ankle rocker pivot, which is able to get a decent amount of range. No toe bend on this one, but it's reasonable enough because since she is a high-heeled character, she's going to have a hard enough time standing. We don't want to introduce possibly loosening toe joints into that. This is very much a figure that I would recommend getting onto her stand, which is, why she comes with it. I'm not talking Johanna, but ching. Come on. The peg hole is slightly warped tighter over the years, so I just need a second to off screen to, force it in there. Hopefully things don't break, because this is clear plastic, and this is an expensive figure. It didn't break, at least. Youch. Give me a second, as I get the peg into the hole. This can be a bit of an issue sometimes. There we go. It can take a second, especially for older figures, because things warp slightly with time. Plastic warps slightly with time, as you know, and can make some of the microscopic, connections not work as well with age. But here we go. I got it on off screen, so I didn't break anything. And here we have her. And this again is a small figure. It's very much an expensive figure. I don't necessarily recommend it, since you can get cheaper figures that pose quite well if you are not into Persona 5 and you're not into Makoto, but I am the target demographic for this action figure. This thing is absolutely fucking fantastic. A wonderful depiction of one of my favorite video game characters. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you feel at least a little bit better about today, whether you were having a good day already or if you were having a rough day like I was right now. if you did enjoy, let me know. Do the usual YouTube stuff, but I especially appreciate hearing comments because that means I'm hearing your guys' voices. I want to know what you guys are saying, what you guys are thinking. And yeah. Anyways, let me know what you think of Persona 5. Let me know what you think of Makoto. Who's your favorite Persona 5 character? Is it fucking Akechi? Is it the fucking ramen guy, the guy at the ramen shop who owns the ramen shop, who doesn't really have many lines, but you work for him sometimes? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next big video, or small video. I don't know. I hope you stick around. Bye-bye!